Hello everyone and welcome to our online IBC. Today is a demo day, the first day of our online IBC, where we show software of our management and workflow partners. In today's guided demo, I will be with Oliver Moira from Flowworks. Hello Oliver.
Hi everybody.
Flowworks is our long-standing media asset management partner. If you are a company dealing with media assets, any kind of company, from TV channel to manufacturer of different things, or a VOD platform or a national archive, you would need this system to manage your assets, because you need to know what is there in your archive. What can you do with these media files? What is there inside these media files? Maybe you not only can use them for your daily business if you're a TV channel, but maybe you would like to sell them if you're a production house or an archive or anything else. So basically, any company dealing with media files can use the media asset management systems. Today, we are going to show you two different workflows where you can use the Flowworks software. So, Oliver, let's start with the first scenario. Is it media asset management? Can you please show us what is your MAM system is capable of? How do you work with assets?
Yeah, well, hi everybody. Look, at the end of the day, the Flow Center, which is quite a big system, and it comes in modules, will cover the entire life cycle of content. So we really start where people have an idea. So it's all about, inception, writing scripts, perhaps collecting pictures, then going off to the production. You film something, you take photos of something, you then put it all together. So it's all about ingest, uploading, maybe also from multiple sources at the same time, going into project management, where, different people will need to see different things and different states of things, all the way into post-production, meaning editing, meaning sound, meaning languages, meaning versions, etc., etc. And then following that on into everything that regards approvals, screenings, commenting, refinement, versions. And then at that point, the stuff is ready to actually archive it as well, which is obviously part of what we do. But then the crucial bit starts where it's not so much about saving time and money, but it's about making money. So you're distributing, you're publishing, you're pushing the content out, which is really your business model at the end of the day. So maybe you're selling the content to somebody who ordered the production. Maybe you're putting it on a VOD platform, or you're putting it on your broadcast channels, whichever it is, or be multiple at the same time. That's where you're making money. So the life cycle that we cover covers all of that. That's what we do in the system.
That sounds really great, because so many, features. You can use, and I think basically for any companies. So let's start then with the demo. Can you please show us how to upload assets to the system? What are the peculiarities or whatever?
Well, I hope it's not too peculiar. It's quite versatile, I would say. I hope you can see my screen. I'm actually showing you an example from Porsche. Obviously you know the company and the brand. So at Porsche, which is a good example, they produce an awful lot of content. And actually, the people who are working for at Porsche are very much focused on producing really top-notch quality content from a technical point of view, but also obviously from an editorial point of view. They have multiple routes uploading into the system. I just open up a tab on the system here, and one of the very simple upload routes is use the browser to upload. So I'm showing you this first because it's quite intuitive. Obviously, you can upload a single file, or you can upload multiple files. You can either drag and drop them into the browser, or go through the interface and search through the content. Here's some of the stuff. I'm not going to actually upload something here. So I picked out a screen. I can now start adding metadata. You can see here, I don't know if you can make it out, some of the metadata is mandatory, but it covers everything. So editorial metadata is covered, rights metadata is covered, usage metadata is covered, video details, so descriptive metadata, production metadata, and of course, add it to a project or to a room, right? When you're actually uploading it, it makes it part of the workflow. Now, I can upload a single file or I can upload 200 files in one go. It kind of depends on how I want to manage the metadata. What we're currently also building in Porsche, which is very interesting because this is a great way of uploading, but you can see from the metadata structure, it's a fixed structure. So usually that works wonderfully because we want to get the metadata and we want to get it as complete as we can. The problem is, if you're trying to upload, let's say, for a motorsport event, the type of metadata that you want to include, the racetrack, the team, the driver, will be different from the metadata you're generating at an event. Where is this happening? When is it happening? Who's the speaker? So what we're actually currently building is quite a clever little tool which will allow you to create these upload forms, but with totally flexible metadata handling coming out of the back end. So that means I can just go and create an entirely new upload form as part of a project within Flow Center. Mm-hmm. Having said that, what else is there as an upload? Of course, you can upload via FTP. You can upload via some storage mount. You can use an agent such as Signant or Aspera. You can use a satellite uplink. Really, whatever you want to do, we are capable of doing it. Uploading and ingesting is pretty simple. What we also do, and this is important, we typically also check for the quality. So if there are minimal quality requirements, files that do not meet that or are corrupt or the metadata is missing, we simply stop the upload process and block that process, because as you know, once rubbish has entered your building, it's your job to find it and get rid of it. Why not stop it at the door? So that's one of our philosophy points there. Uploading, obviously, big topic, lots of ways of doing it.
Okay, so it's like a little QC before, in the beginning of our flow.
Yes, absolutely. In fact, it's a proper big QC. If you wanted to, we can do a full analysis. Use MD5 checksums to check for doubles, etc. There's endless amounts of possibilities. Yeah. Maybe one thing, because you mentioned it now, I just realized, depending on the type of content that's coming in, or maybe the route via which it's coming in, we can, of course, trigger totally different workflows. So what transcoding would you like to be done? Would you like a full QC to be done? Would you like to notify specific users? Would you like to maybe even automatically run the whole content through the system and publish it automatically out the other end? All of that's possible.
I see. Yeah, good. Okay, can you please show now us search? What can you search in the database? What assets? Which type of search? And so on.
Well, simply put, I mean, the search is always going to be as good as your metadata. That's why metadata is so important.
Definitely.
In this particular GUI that we're looking at, this is made for editors. So you won't find any technical processes here. You're obviously going to find very practical things. So obviously we have a full text search, quite obvious. It works with the Boole criteria, plus, minus, inverted commas, etc., etc., etc. Maybe more to the point, a little bit more interesting is the advanced search. Now, again, this advanced search will give you all sorts of criteria to search for and refine a search, including tags. In this case, with Porsche, we have different models coming in. So let's say I want to search for this model, and I also want to search for that model in a specific year. So it'll be an additive process that I can go and edit at any time. Once I've got a search result, I can go back and tweak my search. There's, again, lots of ways of doing this. We are capable of pretty much everything. We generate metadata through AI as well, if you'd like us to. So that can be included in a search. We can search for specific statuses of content. For example, I want user B only to get approved items. It's no use for him to look at raw material because he's the boss of the company or something. So he's just going to get lost. Just show him approved material so he doesn't get lost. So those are clever things you can do with the search to make it easier to use the system overall. But generally speaking, you can do absolutely everything in a search. And the search is, of course, not fixed. It's configured per customer needs.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, basically, then you need to take care of your metadata. Yeah, to use this. Without that, it won't work.
One of the things, maybe I didn't mention it, you can see that here on the screen, is, of course, filtering by types. So if I only want to get videos, I don't want to get photos, as I have it here now. Just go through the search again, and you're just going to get videos, only photos, only audio, only documents, whatever you'd like to get. The system will do that for you.
I see. Okay. Let's come to the next feature. What are the Flowworks rooms? What do you need them for? And how do you use them?
The rooms is our word for collaboration. So there's lots of ways of using a room because you collaborate in lots of different ways. Just to give you an idea of what a room looks like, a room is a microsite, and I'm opening up one now. You can see up here at the screen, it's got a URL, which is the same as the main system. In this case, PMDB stands for Porsche Media Database. And this is a particular room which shows you certain clips. It will maybe allow you to download. It will maybe allow you to upload. It maybe allow you a comment, timecode-based comment. Maybe it allows you an approval. Maybe it allows you all sorts of things. There's endless possibilities for making use of a room. But what the core concept of the room really is, first of all, I want to talk to two people. I want to show them very specific content. So I'm not going to send them to my archive or my website where they need to do endless amounts of clicks. I'm going to create a room and send them the URL to this microsite that the system has automatically generated. And in that space, this microsite, they can actually watch the videos, they can add comments, do all of the functions that you want to allow them for. You can do that for a limited period of time, a limited audience. You can do it one time only from a single IP if it's super sensitive content, et cetera, et cetera. I can brand the content that's shown in here. I can even personalize the content that's shown in here by putting a logo on the top, which actually would say, this clip is for Marina, and it would be built into the video. So if you then go and post it on YouTube, that wouldn't be very clever because I'm going to catch you rather easily. The collaboration, the room is really a collaboration tool for all sorts of purposes, be it production, post-production, be it archive management, be it customer communication. So I want to show you my show reel. I want to show you my director. I want to show you the locations. I want to show you the actors that I see. Or I want to show you the dailies. I want to show you the first edits that we've done. I want your approval for a final edit. I want to show you the language versions, subtitles that I've done, anything.
Yeah.
On the other hand, it's also a very, very potent marketing tool. So for people like Porsche, we're increasingly using this as a marketing tool to talk to, let's say, the press, or to even start talking to the staff of the company, because it's really a very easily made, and I'll show you in a second, micro website, which allows you to pinpoint the information to individual users with very specific content. That's super. And keep in mind, the content is not a copy. You're still on top of it because you're just giving them a room within your Flow archive. You've got the key to it, you've got the control, and you can see what people are doing. We even have a Big Brother function. I can see exactly for how many seconds you watched this video, Marina.
Oh, okay.
So if I'm watching you this video and this video, and then later I want to see, which one did you look at longer? It's this one. Then I know what time to call you with.
Yeah.
But let me very quickly show you how to create a room. So rooms are over here in the archive section. I'm going to just quickly create a new room. I'm going to call it Oliver, just because it's easy. 2, 3, 4. I'm going to make it let's make it a download room. So I've got a room created called Oliver. see if I know it is. Let me just do a search. I'm just going to go to any, I'm not going to search for anything specific. So what I can do now, I can simply, from my search results, I can simply drag and drop content that I like. I like this one. So dragging and dropping it, I think you can see that. I like these guys and those guys. I like this guy as well. So I'm going to drag and drop into this room. Hey, presto. I've already created a room. I've just clicked on that now. Sorry, my internet is a bit slow here today. Because I'm actually at home. You can see probably in the background, not my office, I'm afraid. There's the content that I've selected. Now what I can do is I can configure this room. For example, give it a description. Great stuff here.
So I can, and you then later can send it to me, and I can watch these videos from my office, and yeah. Then comment something or do something what's they're waiting for me.
Exactly. So it's a great way of interacting with somebody who is not on your system and maybe shouldn't be on your system. And that could be your external production partner, that could be your client, that could be your journalistic partner, but it could also be your boss, keep in mind, or it could be the guys in the next department that you just want to make alert that we've got new content. Why don't you put this on, the social media channels, for example?
Yeah, very useful tool because everything in one place, and you can talk not only to your colleagues inside, but also with the partners outside, and everything in one place. Saves a lot of time, I can say.
So here's the room. You can see the system's already created it. I'm copying it to my clipboard. I'm opening up a new browser tab. And what do you know? There's my room, all of it, 2, 3, 4. Great stuff here, Mr. Jones. Obviously, talk to people individually, and here's the content. It hasn't left the building. We haven't made a copy. If I want to go and edit this room and change something in it, let's say I want to get rid of this content. I think that's not a good idea. Let's chuck it out of the room. Then I'm removing selected. Boom, I've just removed a clip from that room. The room hasn't changed. Okay?
Yeah. Okay. Very interesting feature and very useful one. Can you please also show us how you can send the content to different playouts? You say something about the playouts.
Right. Yeah. Important. Very important. As I said, Playout is all about making money. That's why it's really important. The Flow Center is a really full-blown distribution and Playout hub. Because what has come in through your production is now in your archive. It's not a dead thing. Quite the contrary. That's where your assets lie. That's what your money is. And now you can play it out to pretty much everywhere. It could be broadcast TV, video platforms, so VOD platforms, your own or a third party. It could be a website, social media. We just saw the rooms. Could be a shop. Could be an app. Could be anything. Obviously, there's different workflows for each destination in the sense of, from the same content, from the same source file, we'll create the different technical qualities needed for the individual playouts. But I'm just going to show you a web playout example. So distribution in Porsche is News TV. You can see they have it under distribution here. There's one channel called News TV. I'm just opening this up. And that's a website. Now, this is what the website looks like at Porsche. I'm just going to quickly show you, okay, here. Lars Kern drives the Missionar. That sounds super. I'd love to drive the Missionar as well. And that's under the heading of news or latest content. So let's go to that specific folder in the back end. So where has this content actually come from? And all of these other contents, you can see here there's 47 items in latest content, and I can play about with them and scroll them around. So where has this all come from? The video, the metadata, the embeds here, the different qualities to download, all of that stuff. Where does that come from? That has not come from the CSN. This has come directly from the Flow Center. Now, this is probably going to take a while to load, to be honest. That was maybe not so clever. Yeah, that's my internet. Sorry about that. I wasn't thinking, oh, there it is. Okay. You can see there's the content. Lars Kern drives the Mishnah. So what that content actually is, it's just a piece of my archive that I dragged and dropped, like I did before. I dragged and dropped it from archive onto the Playout. And that's it. That's all I had to do, because the system does the rest for me. If I drag and drop it onto a VOD platform, the system will do the rest for you. You don't need to do anything. Obviously, the system will go and check whether you've got all your metadata right. For example, for this Playout, you can see it down here in distribution. I have News TV and Newsroom. So for News TV, here's the metadata that we were just looking at. Actually, we're looking at it in English, so it's multiple language as well. If this isn't filled out, the system will tell me when I'm trying to publish, because you need the metadata for the publication to make sense, right? And the same is true, of course, if I'm publishing to a VOD platform. The system will check, do I have the right technical qualities? If not, I will go and make them. Do I have the right complete metadata? Check. Do I have all the pricing information? Check. Do I have 5 portrait-sized thumbnails plus a box cover image? Oh no, I've only got 3 portrait images. I need another 2. The system will at that point tell me, dear Oliver, you need to add another 2 portrait images, because Netflix demands 5 portrait images. So, the workflow also manages the user. Okay, and with the system as it is here, you can see it goes on a little bit, main stage, then down here I got home, and that has little stories, latest video, 9/11, the icon, and that's on the site here. These are these little, what we call lanes, okay? And that means I'm actually building and steering the entire site, all of this navigational stuff at the top, down here. All of that comes directly from the Flow Center. And I'm actually building the site navigation simply by adding folders here and furnishing them with content. That's all I need to do. No more content management system needed, and one single hub which publishes to all of your websites.
Yeah.
One single.
Yeah, very impressive. I believe a very useful tool for media companies. Thanks a lot for this case. As we have not so many minutes left, can you please, Oliver, quickly show us the media market? Another use case, but really quickly.
The media market is really built for selling. So we've looked here at how do I publish, and we looked at the Porsche site to see just a general website, show my content so I can sell cars. The media market is all about selling content. So this is the example. Global Screen, you may know them, one of Europe's largest distributors. Up here they have their different categories coming, as we saw before, directly from the back end. The categories have subcategories, Let's say I want to look for a drama. So this website actually talks to people who want to buy content. So let's look at Lost Transport. That's something new that they're just publishing. The website here will show me images, show me previews, give me all sorts of metadata. Once I've logged in, I will get additional downloads. And of course, as a potential buyer, I can now directly contact the seller with a click of a button, who will start making offers. You can tell me, right, if you want to purchase this for the Asian market and you want to have the rights for 2 years, this is how much it will cost. At Global Screen, this site is actually a sales platform which creates the content, and which the company uses to show the goods. So it's basically their shop window. The back end from where all this comes, this is what that particularly looks like. It looks a little different than the regular archive because it has a different metadata setup. You can see that here. You need to deal with a lot more languages, and there's a lot more material typically, because you get all the language stuff. You have all the complicated series stuff to take care of. That's all in here, but it's the same system. It just looks a little different. And what we're currently building,
Oliver,
sorry,
quick question.
Let me just finish that. Thank you. What we're currently building is the next level of this website will actually do the sales as well. So it allows customers to purchase online, and it'll take care of the whole customer registration, of course. It'll take care of the entire payment process, and it'll do the interaction with your accounting.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Marina.
Yeah, no problem. I have a quick question. This site that you showed us before, is it the site that Global Screen team member sees? So when
Yes.
when he or she works with, so it's like admin part, yeah, the internal part.
This is the editorial part. You can see it looks a little bit different. It actually has the same. That's more explicit here. That's why the site looks a little bit different.
Can you Can you manage the customers from these sites, from this particular website, and leads as well, and deals?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Leads as well, customers as well. You can see up there, I've got different things. The home site, that's the website. Mm-hmm. Up here, the content, clients. Let's look at registrations or users. Mm-hmm. So I can look at my registered users and particularly go further on. I probably shouldn't be showing you this for data protection reasons. Mm-hmm. But I can now really go and check, like, what did my customer last do? When did he last log in? What was he looking at? Is there a need for me to talk to him? Has he contacted me and asked for, let's say, a screener or a demo appointment, etc., etc.? So all of that is in here as well.
Mm-hmm. And it's the front end of the Flow Center is kind of on the back end.
Sorry,
so it's a front. It's like the front end of the system. So it's all built on the Flow Center.
This is the Flow Center. It just looks a little bit different, mm-hmm. Okay? Because the Flow Center is really at the core. It's the core system. It's your MAM, it's your DAM, it's your PAN. And then it has different modules or interfaces sitting on top of it, for example, for editorial users. And those modules come in slightly different flavors depending on who you are. If you're a right seller, you probably want to use the one that we're currently looking at. If you're more of a producer or an agency or an industrial or an institution, you may want to look at the site as we built it for Porsche. Mm-hmm. And sitting on top of that, the third level is then Playout. So integrated websites like this Global Screen website, like the Porsche website we were looking at just a second ago, they're actually part of the system, mm-hmm. but they address a different user set, i.e. your customers. Mm-hmm. But they're still looking at the same content, just in a different setting.
Okay. Thank you very much, Oliver, for this demo. If anyone from you is interested in more detailed demo or more information, please contact us anytime. We can arrange a private demo at any time for you. Thank you, everyone, for being with us. Thank you, Oliver. If you have any more questions today, you can join us in a coffee bar and talk to us. Thank you for being with us.
Bye. Thanks.